she could bear anything, but only if no one knows she had nothing to bear.
Or anything to bear.
Or anything to bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like this idea of like, that is passing right there.
That's absolutely what it is.
Right?
Yeah.
So she can bear it. She can bear Jack, the goddamn racist, like, in all of his terrible racial slurs, because he doesn't know that she's black.
Yes.
So it's like, and then she can bear her husband cheating on her if he doesn't know that she knows.
Right.
So, or she can pretend to be happy, and that's what it is. It's pretend happiness when you deny your identity, and that's the struggle.
Absolutely.
That's the struggle for.
And she says she's doing it for the sake of her children, so they can have a happy childhood. But I think, as we know from our 100 years later perspective, parents who are constantly at odds with each other about how their children should be raised and are not communicating in an effective way will not foster a happy childhood.
No. And also, I think, like, happy childhood aside, like, what is a happy childhood if it does not prepare you for the world either?
That's a very good point.
Right? As a parent of 4 children, like, if you do not give them truth and they have to find out the hard way later, it is like, I didn't find out, and this is not my parents' fault. This has to do with, like, society not knowing what to do with someone who's neurodivergent like me, who is essentially passing neurotypical in a lot of scenarios. Yeah. I mean, unless you really know me, then you know I'm weird. But like this idea that, like, I spent my whole life, like, trying to be normal, and I'm not. Right, and I mean, of course, what's normal and all that, what jazz, but like, but it's like when you find this stuff out later, like when I found out, when I was like, oh, I'm autistic, you go through severe depression and anxiety and all of this stuff, and that's essentially what she's setting her child up for.
Absolutely, and that's kind of the world she's living in herself.
Yeah, and that's why she's miserable. Yeah,
she is. Man, this all fucking goes back to Du Bois too, in The Souls of Black Folk.
Yeah,
which is another great book. Not a fictional book, but a great memoir about growing up mixed race in New England. That, like, if you don't belong to any clearly delineated category, you just have to live in the middle.
Yeah,
and not have a home anywhere. But if you can break down those strict barriers and just let everybody into the middle, it's going to be a lot happier. You're going to be a lot happier. And so, like, if you accept the fact that your children are mixed race and one of them can pass for white, one of them can't, and you have to give them both the education, like, this is what it's like, because her son who can't pass for white is definitely not going to be welcomed in, like, poor black society,
right?
Because he's middle class, and people will clock that immediately in the way he behaves. Behavior is just as much like a signifier of race and class and culture, all that, as skin color is, and that's actually part of the discussion that happens with her and Hugh in the book too. God, this book, man, packs a lot in a small painter. It's crazy.
I finished it, was ready to, like, reread it right away.
I know.
Like, I need to reinterpret this in another way.
Right? Her son, both of her sons are going to be grappling with their identity for their whole lives, and not acknowledging that and not preparing them for that is definitely doing them a disservice. I do think she knows that, and I think that's why she becomes more and more clearly depressed throughout the course of the book.